Okay, so let's have our continuation for our discussion in mechanics. And now we are going to focus on forces and friction. Okay, let's start with the basic definition of force. A force is simply a push or pull that acts on an object. Now, but what makes a force important? Okay, forces have the remarkable ability to change an object's motion, direction, or even yung shape ng isang object. And in our daily lives, we encounter forces. Whether we're picking up a cup, or sumisipa tayo ng bola, nagbubukas tayo ng pinto, or nagsasara tayo ng pinto. Those are the everyday applications of forces. Okay, so forces come in two main categories. First, we have contact force. As the name suggests, contact force requires physical contact between objects. Applied force is the force directly applied by a person or object, and when you push a box across the floor, you are applying a force to it. Normal force, which is represented by the symbol capital letter N, it is the force perpendicular to a surface. For example, the floor pushing up against your feet is a normal force. Next, we have tension, which is a pulling force transmitted through a rope, string, or cable, meaning kahit ano nakasabit, meron yung mga tension force. Like when you tug a rope, you are creating a tension. Friction, represented by small letter F, is a force that opposes motion between two surfaces in contact. Okay, it is what slows down a sliding object. And finally, we have air resistance, which is also known as the drag force. It is a type of friction that acts on an object moving through air. And now, punta naman tayo sa mga non-contact forces. Okay? Non-contact forces naman are forces that requires no physical contact. Walang kahit anong physical contact. Okay, for example, we have gravitational force or weight. It is the attraction between two masses and it is what keeps you on the ground. Kaya tayo hindi nagpa-fly away or hindi tayo lumulutang is because we are gravitated, no? Because of gravitational force. And then we have magnetic force, which is the force between magnetic poles. And then you know how magnets attract or repel each other. We have also electric force, the force between charged particles, and just like magnets, opposite charges attract while like charges repel. Okay, and as for friction, meron tayong dalawa. Now, let's dive deeper into its kind. No? Meron tayong static and meron tayong kinetic. Static friction acts on an object at rest. Ibig sabihin, hindi gumagalaw yung object. Okay, let's say we have a heavy box. No? We are pushing a heavy box. Nagtutulak tayo ng mabigat na box. Now, at first, static friction resists your push, preventing the box from moving. Ibig sabihin, kapag tayo ay tutulak ng isang mabigat na box, hindi natin agad siya maitutulak because of static friction. Now, you need to apply enough force to overcome this resistance because hindi yan gagalaw if hindi natin ma-overcome yung friction, which is the static friction. Kinetic friction, on the other hand, acts on an object that is already moving or is already accelerating. Okay, kapag gumalaw na yung object, dyan na mag-a-apply si kinetic friction. Now, once the box starts sliding, kinetic friction continues to oppose its motion. Mas mababa si kinetic kumpara kay static, no? Mas mahirap i-overcome si static kumpara kay kinetic dahil mas madali nang itulak yung box kapag ito'y napagalaw mo na rather than ito ay bago mo pa lang siyang igagalaw. And regarding the relationship of forces and friction, we can identify its direct proportionality. Now, when N increases, or when force increases, the friction also increases. And when the force decreases or nabawasan, the friction also decreases. The friction force can be calculated using the formula F is equals to mu multiplied by N, where F is the friction force, mu is the coefficient of friction, which is dimensionless, and N is the normal force. Please notice the important relationship dito, no? So, kanina, we discussed that friction is directly proportional to the normal force, meaning when the normal force increases, the friction also increases. And when the normal force decreases, the friction also decreases. Okay, patunayan natin yung relationship nilang yon. Okay? Now, we have this given facts. Friction is equals to unknown. Mu, which is the coefficient, is equals to 0.5. And our force is equals to 10 newtons. Okay? At equation, F is equals to mu multiplied by N. Substitute natin ang value. Friction is equals to 0.5 multiplied by 10 newtons. And then, ang magiging sagot natin for this one is friction is equals to 5 newtons. Ngayon, tingnan natin kung anong mangyayari if we double the normal force. So, kanina, galing siyang 10. Ngayon, ang gagawin natin is gagawin natin siyang 20. Now, let's substitute. F is equals to 0.5 multiplied by 20 newtons. Multiply natin yung 0.5 sa 20. It will give us F is equals to 10 newtons. Okay, let's compare side by side. Kanina, noong 10 newtons lang ang meron tayo, ang sagot natin sa friction is 5 newtons. But, noong dinoble natin, ginawa nating 20 newtons, nadoble din yung ating friction, which is 10 newtons. Now, totoo na sila ay meron direct proportionality, no? Meaning, when the force increase, the friction also increase. Okay? Solve tayo ng another problem. A 10-kilogram box is on a horizontal surface with a coefficient of kinetic friction of 0.3. What is the magnitude of the friction force when the box is sliding? Let's say our G is equals to 10 meter per second squared. Okay, we have our given facts. Meron tayong mass is equals to 10 kilograms. Our mu is equals to 0.3. And our acceleration due to gravity is 10 meter per second squared. Okay, first, hanapin natin ang normal force. On a horizontal surface with no vertical applied force, our force is equals to mass multiplied by the acceleration due to gravity. Okay, N is equals to 10 multiplied by 10. And therefore, we have the answer of 100 newtons. Ngayon, meron na tayong normal force. We can now calculate the friction force. Friction force is equals to the coefficient multiplied by the normal force. And then we have friction is equals to 0.3 multiplied by 100 newtons at magkakaroon tayo ng sagot na friction force is equals to 30 newtons. And now we move to one of the most foundational concepts in physics, the Newton's laws of motion. There are three of them, meron tayong tatlo, and they explain how objects behave under the influences of forces. Now, these laws were formulated by the famous Sir Isaac Newton and remain the cornerstone of classical mechanics. Ito yung tatlong laws of motion. We have the first law or the law of inertia. It states that a body in motion remains in motion or a body at rest remains at rest unless acted upon by a force. And then we also have the second law, the law of acceleration. It states that the force equals mass times acceleration, or in terms of equation, it is F is equals to ma. And then lastly, we have the third law, the law of interaction or the law of action reaction. It states that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Okay, so punta na tayo sa first law, the law of inertia. It states that a body in motion remains in motion, or a body at rest remains at rest unless acted upon by a force. Okay? Halimbawa, a soccer ball sitting on the ground is hindi yan gagalaw. You need to apply a force. Halimbawa, sinipa mo yung soccer ball, doon lang siya gagalaw. Pero without any external forces or any unbalanced force, hindi yan gagalaw. Once it's moving, it will continue moving in a straight line at constant speed unless another force like friction or air resistance stops it. Yun na usually nakakalimutan sa pagbanggit sa first law of motion. Hindi lang siya tungkol sa mga stationary or at rest na mga bagay, but also sa mga continuously moving na mga bagay. Okay. Sakop din ng law of inertia yung ball or soccer ball, for instance, na gumagalaw na in the first place. Hindi ito titigil sa paggalaw unless there is an unequal force or external force na magpapatigil dito. And now, and then we also have the second law of motion. It is called also as the law of acceleration. It states that the force of an object equals the rate of change of its momentum with respect to time. Or mas kilala sa equation na F is equals to mass times acceleration. Wherein F is the force measured in newtons, M is the mass measured in kilograms, and A is the acceleration, which is measured in meters per second squared. Ngayon, the second law of motion tells us that the acceleration of an object is directly proportional to the net force applied and inversely proportional to the mass. Okay. Ang acceleration is tumataas kapag mataas din yung kanyang net force. Pero kapag tumataas yung mass or bumibigat yung kanyang object, bumababa yung acceleration. Now, if you double the force while keeping the mass constant, madodoble din yung acceleration. But if you double the mass, dinoble natin yung mass, mas bumigat, while keeping the force constant, nakakalahati yung acceleration. Okay, let's try to answer this question. According to Newton's law of acceleration, which is the second law, if the net force of an object doubles while mass remains constant, what happens to acceleration? Okay, para masagot, gagamit tayo ng equation. F is equals to ma, F is the force, m is equals to the mass, and a is equals to the acceleration. And ngayon, since conceptual yung tanong, walang ibinigay na number para isolve natin, ang gagamitin natin is 1. Okay? Now, let all the quantities be equal to 1. F is equals to 1 Newton, mass is equals to 1 kilogram, and acceleration is equals to unknown or question mark. But first, let us derive yung ating equation para mahanap si acceleration. Okay? F is equals to ma. I-isolate natin si a by dividing both sides by m. Okay, so makakancel yung m doon sa side ni acceleration, and then we will have a is equals to f over m. Okay, let us now solve. Meron na tayong equation. Let's just substitute the values. A is equals to f over m. A is equals to 1 Newton divided by 1 kilogram. And then cancel the units, magkakaroon tayo ng 1 meter per second square. And now, with the force doubled, dodoblehin natin yung force pero constant yung mass. Magkakaroon tayo ng A is equals to F over M. Yung kanina na 1, gagawin natin 2. So we have A is equals to 2 Newton divided by 1 kilogram. Ang sagot natin is 2 divided by 1. Meron tayong A is equals to 2 meter per second square. And therefore, we can prove that acceleration is directly proportional to net force when the mass is constant. Napatunay naman natin na nung dinoble natin yung force, nag-increase din yung acceleration. So from 1, nagkaroon tayo ng 2 meter per second square. Okay, let us solve another problem. A net force of 50 Newton acts on an object with mass of 5 kilograms. What is the resulting acceleration? To solve, let us identify the given facts first. Our force is equals to 50 newtons, m is equals to 5 kilogram, and a is equals to question mark or yung ating unknown. Okay, derive muna natin F is equals to ma, and kapag hahanapin natin si acceleration, ang gagamitin nating formula or equation is A is equals to F over m. Okay, let us substitute the values. A is equals to 50 Newton divided by 5 kilogram. And then let's perform the operation. 50 divided by 5, that will give us the answer of 10 meter per second square. Okay, another problem. Of course, physics to, maraming problem. Okay, two forces of 20 newtons and 15 newtons act on an object in the same direction. If the mass of the object is 7 kilogram, what are the net force and acceleration? Bago tayo mag-solve, let's identify the given facts. Yung una nating force, F sub 1 is equals to 20 newton. Second force natin ay F sub 2 is equals to 15 newtons. Mass natin is equals to 7 kilogram. Ang hahanapin natin ay net force and then the acceleration. Now, hindi tayo makakapaghanap ng acceleration if hindi muna natin i-compute si net force. And F net is equals to F sub 1 plus F sub 2. Bakit po ba pinag-add? Kasi sila ay same direction, kaya sila pinag-add. Kung sila ay opposite direction, doon tayo mag-subtract. But in this case, ito ay same direction and therefore tayo ay mag-addition. Now we have F sub net is equals to 20 newtons plus 15 newtons. And then 20 plus 15, our net force is equals to 35 newtons. And since meron tayong F net, pwede na tayo makapaghanap ng acceleration. Gamitin natin yung derived equation natin, A is equals to F divided by M. Let's substitute the values. A is equals to 35 Newton divided by 7 kilogram. And let's perform the operation. 35 divided by 7. That will give us 5 meter per second square. Okay, and then lastly, punta na tayo sa third law of motion, the law of interaction or also known as the law of action-reaction. It states that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. This means forces always come in pairs, hindi pwedeng isa lang, no? Kapag tinulak mo ang pader, tinutulak ka din ng pader pabalik. When you push a wall, the wall pushes back on you with an equal force in the opposite direction. Now, these two forces are equal in magnitude, but they are opposite in direction. For example, in a 60 kilogram person pushing a 10 kilogram box with 30 newtons, the box exerts a 30 newtons force back but in a opposite direction. Halimbawa, ikaw, 60 kilogram ka. Tinulak mo yung 10 kilogram na box with 30 newtons na force. Let's say, papunta sa kanan, sa right. Ngayon, itong box na to, itutulak ka din yan ng 30 newtons but papunta naman sa left. Again, third law of motion, law of interaction, equal and opposite direction. And then, punta na tayo sa work. Okay? Tapos na tayo sa laws of motion. Punta naman tayo sa work. work in a sense na siya ay gagamitin sa physics, okay? Ang concept niya is about physics. I-disregard nyo muna kung anong alam yung meaning ng work, but for this review, ang gagamitin nating work is yung defined ng physics. Now, let's explore the concept of work. So in physics, work is the product of the component of force in the direction of displacement and the magnitude of that displacement. Work is only done when force causes displacement or nagbago ng position yung object. Nagbago ng position or nagbago ng direction. If you push against a wall, halimbawa, tinulak mo yung pader at hindi ito gumalaw, wala po yung work. Magkakaroon lang ng work ang tinulak mong pader kung siya ay gumalaw. And we can quantify the work done with the formula W is equals to F multiplied by D, where W is equals to work measured in joules, F is the force measured in newtons, and D is the distance which is measured in meters. Okay, let's have it visually naman. So, sa left side, a person pushes a box to the right. The force is in the same direction as the displacement. In this case, the work is done on a box kasi gumalaw siya. Nagkaroon siya ng displacement. Nagbago siya ng position. While on the right side, a person pushes horizontally on a wall. The wall doesn't move. Ibig sabihin, wala siyang displacement kasi hindi naman siya nagbago ng position. So even though there is a force applied, wala pa rin yung work. Okay? There is still no work done because wala siyang displacement. Hindi siya nagbago ng displacement or hindi siya nagbago ng position at all. No? Kasi sa work, para masabi natin na there is a work done, it requires both force and a displacement para magkaroon tayo ng work done. Okay, let's try a sample problem. A student pushes a box with a force of 10 newtons over a distance of 5 meters in the same direction. And now we are going to calculate if there is a work done here in this problem. Okay, let's identify the given facts. Force is equals to 10 newtons and the distance is equals to 5 newtons. And nawawala natin is C, work. Now, our equation is W is equals to force multiplied by the displacement. And then, let's substitute the values. Work is equals to yung force, which is 10 newtons, multiplied by the displacement, which is 5 meters. And then, let's just perform the operation. 10 multiplied by 5, we have 50 Newton meter. And then, we can simplify the Newton meter as 50 joules. And therefore, ang sagot natin is work is equals to 50 joules. Meaning, there is a work done. Ngayon naman, let's have this situation. A child carries a backpack while walking forward. The force applied is vertical. The displacement is horizontal. Now, since the force is perpendicular to the displacement and hindi siya same direction, there is no work done here, no? Kahit meron yung force na dinadala ng bata yung backpack at meron siyang displacement, there is still no work done there. Kasi nga, yung force niya is perpendicular to the displacement. Hindi siya same direction, no? There is no work done by the force holding up the backpack because the general principle is the work depends on the angle between the force and the displacement, which is papaliwanag natin on the next part. Okay, kasi kino-consider din natin yung kanyang horizontal component, no? Represented by cosine. Now, W is equals to F multiplied by D multiplied by cosine theta. W is work, F is force, D is the distance or the displacement, theta is the angle between the force and the displacement, and then cosine is the cosine of that angle. And then kung babalikan natin yung situation kanina, it is held vertically. Ibig sabihin, meron siyang 90 degrees. And kung titingnan natin yung cosine 90 dito sa table na to, it is equals to 0. Cosine 90 is equals to 0. And then balik tayo dun sa formula, f multiplied by d multiplied by cosine theta. And since meron tayong 0, lahat ng i-multiply natin sa 0 will be equals to 0. And therefore, wala siyang work. There is no work done there sa pagbubuhat ng bata sa backpack kasi kahit i-compute natin yan, ang lalabas dyan is 0 joule. Anything multiplied to 0 will always be equals to 0. And therefore, wala po tayong work. And finally, for our mechanics, let's discuss power. Power is a measure of the rate at which work is done. The unit of power is watt. It is named after James Watt, an engineer who improved the steam engine. Now, sa power, makikita natin yung relationship niya with voltage and current. Okay? P is power, V is voltage, and I is current. P is measured in watts, voltage is measured in volts, and I is measured in amperes. With this equation, we have power is equals to voltage multiplied by current. Sige, solve natin. What is the power rating of an electric motor drawing 3 amperes at 120 volt? Okay, our given facts, we have P is equals to unknown. Yun ang ating hinahanap. V is 120 volt. I is 3 amperes. And we will use our equation P is equals to V multiplied by I. And then, let us substitute the values. P is equals to yung V natin, which is 120 volts. And then yung ating I, which is 3 amperes. Let's just multiply 120 to 3. And then, magkakaroon tayo ng 360. And therefore, meron tayong P is equals to 360 volt ampere. But before tayo mag-finalize ng sagot, ang ating gagawin is we break the units down bago tayo mag-come up sa final answer. Okay, ang gagawin natin is we break down yung ating V, which is C over J, and then yung ating amperes, which is C over second. Let's cancel the C, so ang matitira natin is joule per second. And joule per second, it can be simplified nang gagawin natin siyang watt. And therefore, ang ating sagot is power is equals to 360 watt. And that ends our session 4 mechanics for this series, the basics of physics. Again, this is teacher Joseph, and I am reminding you not to forget to answer your formative assessment. And with that, thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next part of this series.